So guys, we're back with another video, and today we're going to talk about the iPhone 11. Yes, it's an older phone that came out in 2019, but it's still super relevant, especially with the sales we're going to talk about today. So with that being said, let's hop right into this review and talk some tech. Just so you guys know, the iPhone 11 is, of course, like I said earlier in its video, well, more so in the intro, it's a 2019 device. Now, I did purchase this under Cricket Wireless. That's actually the cell that we're going to talk about today. It comes with the cord. I actually don't take any of these out of the box, primarily because I have so many charger cords that I'm like, you know what, I'll just leave it inside the box. It doesn't come with anything special. There's no real books or anything. And here's the actual phone itself, of course, because I'm actually using the device. And I had took the case off of it, so it was a little smudgy. But at any rate, let's talk some tech specs, and then we'll talk about if this phone actually still worth a purchase. So first things first, this does work with the Razer Anju controller for those that are actually wondering, which I guess I can kind of show you guys an example of how the game works. I'll do that in a second, but first we're going to talk about what actually comes with the phone to kind of give you guys a refresher. So with the Cricket deal, let's say you're porting over to Cricket Wireless. This phone is going to be $99 plus the first month of service plus any activation fee. So you're looking at $99 plus $25 plus roughly $60 for the plan. They do require you to get a $60 plan initially. Of course, you could change the plan later. While the iPhone XR is also on sale, and that one is $49, but it's a little bit harder to find XRs. 11s are still on the market, so you could definitely find those. So what you're getting is a 6.1 inch phone, liquid retina HD display, which basically is a regular old LCD in my opinion, but it still does look decent for its time. 1792 by 828. That's really weird specifications on the screen. But to put this in perspective, it's 326 PPI. They're wondering what's the pixel density, whatever it is, PPI, the screen quality. It's IP68 splash water and dust resistant. So if you decide to run outside in the rain with this bad boy, you still will be perfectly fine with that. Now let's talk about the physical aspects. We're going to talk a little bit more specs, but kind of make this video a little exciting. Right here, we have the lock button. Obviously, that hasn't changed since a bazillion years for the iPhones. You have your volume rockers right here. And of course, this is a button that I love. And I like the fact that OnePlus also did this. But you have your volume. You have it, you can put it on vibrate, on and off with just the press of a button, which is super convenient, especially if you do a phone call, as you work in the office. Personally, I have mine on vibrate majority of the day, and I just use the Apple Watch to keep myself connected with sounds and things like that, so I know who's calling me. Because sometimes you might not feel the vibration, but I always feel it. Of course, you don't have the headphone jack at the bottom. You just have the USB-C, and this is capable of fast charging. So any iPhone from the iPhone 8 up until now is capable of that 20-watt fast charging. So if you have that 20-watt brick from Apple, or if you bought it from Best Buy or Anchor, or wherever you went, it will work with this phone with no problem whatsoever. It doesn't have to be Apple branded. But the cord will be USB-C to Lightning. Lightning right here, USB-C on the other end to the little cord, and it plugs into the box, into the wall. A13 Bionic chip. I think they're up to like the 16 now, 3 years later, or 2 years later, 15, one of the two. And I think the newest iPhone is going to have the 16 chip. But each year that a Bionic chip goes up. So if this is 2019, then we have the 12, so 2 years later. So we're up to the 15 chip, I believe. Face ID, of course. So anytime you're using Face ID, you can unlock the phone with no issue. You also have Face Unlock. I'm sorry, not Face Unlock, Apple Pay. Now, here's the one problem with Face ID, just so you guys know. There's a new Apple update, either it was released or was recently released, one of the two, or hasn't been released yet. That's what I meant to say. Where you can unlock your face with your mask on. Now, that only works with the iPhone 12, the iPhone 13, and obviously the 14 when it comes out this year. The iPhone 11 and XR, or 10s in general, they aren't capable of using that technology. So just be aware of that. So for those that are thinking, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do the new update and just going to unlock my phone with the face mask. No, it's not. You have to be a 12 and up. In addition to that, you're going to want to make sure that if you decide to get ear tags, I believe certain model phones, iPhones, work with AirTags also, so you might want to just double check that before you run to the store, buy an AirTag, and your phone's not compatible. So that's pretty much the specs of the phone. Like I said, this does have wireless charging. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with any type of brick inside of the case, as you can see. So let's just double check and take a look at this guy again. And since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put my case back on, but I'll leave it off for now. So like I said, it only comes with the books, nothing special. And like I said, if you're switching over to Cricket Wireless, the phone originally was $199 along with the XR, and then the first month plan and bill and all that stuff. But now, because the phone is $99, you're getting a phone that's on the AT&T network. Cricket is owned by AT&T for those that don't know. A lot of people don't know that. Just like Metro is owned by T-Mobile. So at least you'll have an idea of what service carrier you want. So if you're used to AT&T, now granted the data speeds won't be as fast, but you're still getting an AT&T network. In addition to that, with this particular phone, it is a 4G LTE phone. It's no 5G. So for those that are looking for the 5G service, unfortunately, you're not going to get it with this particular device. But the way I look at things is the phone still works just fine. It's not as if 4G LTE is some old ancient technology that doesn't work very well. It still works great, so you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. So what I'm going to go to do right now, and unfortunately I left it in my book bag, I'm going to have to go and grab that Razer Anzu so I can show you how some of the games actually operate. All right, so in this segment, I'm actually going to show you how the game works on this thing. Just give me a moment. Got to pop this open. Here's the Razer Anzu controller for those that don't know. Now, this does have latches on the back that you can use to pop it open, but I don't feel like doing that, and I just use this to pop it right open. So I know you're not necessarily supposed to, but it works just fine. It's not going to damage the product. And I did get this. I did a review on this. Got it used at a pawn shop. So this is the same one. I'm never getting rid of this controller. Also, I figure I should probably say this because I kind of forgot this in the first segment of the video. The model that you're getting is a 64 gig. So kind of be aware of that. When I looked up 128 to see if that gave you a deal, like maybe a couple dollars more to purchase in store, it did give you the original like $549 or $499, whatever the price is, the original price of the iPhone. So if you're porting, you will be getting a 64 gig model, which to be honest, isn't that much space. Personally, I make YouTube videos and things like that. 64 gig isn't nearly enough. So I do use a outside device to basically play games. I'm sorry, not play games. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm looking at a game and I just said that. I use a Pixel or other phones to actually do my recording. So this is just more so of a personal phone. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how this thing works with a controller. You do have to go to the settings of Call of Duty in order to actually make it, because there's an auto aim, not auto aim, but there's an auto shoot feature. I turned that off where I can manually do it. Let me see here. Did the game start? I'm going to go ahead and assume that the game started. So as you can see, the controller, let me put my hand so you can see it. The controller works just fine. This button to throw the triggers, throw your, oops, we lost the lead. Honestly, don't really care if we have a lead or not. Just want to show you guys. You slide, you jump. So all the buttons work exactly like the typical Call of Duty that you're used to seeing. As you can see. Works great. Very smooth. Remember, this is an iPhone 11. I think this thing has, 3 gigs of RAM? And it works very, very well. I haven't had any lag. I haven't had any issues with this device whatsoever. Excuse me. It does get a little warm from time to time if we're talking about how long you play the game, but that's to be expected. Any phone is going to have that issue. To be honest, between this and my iPhone 12, my 11 actually stayed cooler playing games than my iPhone 12 did. So I don't see an enemy. All right, so let me get out of here. Just show you how that looks. So when it comes to gaming, it actually works just fine, as you can see. Call of Duty Mobile. You could play other games like Minecraft and some other games. I forget some of the names of the games that I used to play on this thing all the time. But the point is that you still have a perfectly fine gaming experience. Let me do one more game to show you how it works. I'll do Pokemon Go. we have here. So you just get an idea that, yeah, everything still runs smoothly. The only thing that holds the phone back is basically your network, if anything, depending on if you like AT&T or not. So as you can see, the game loads just fine. It's still smooth experience. You shouldn't have any issues with, I pull up a Pokedex. You shouldn't have any issues whatsoever with lag or slowdown, really. So you should be fine. So with that being, well, actually, if you can see, it's not loading as fast as it should, but that's not because of the game itself. That's because the AT&T service where I particularly work is dead zones in the building. So that's why it kind of operates the way that it does. But like I said, to be honest with you, it works very well. It works very well. I don't have any sound issues, any issues with screens. Remember, these are the brand new devices. And they're not used devices that's being sold. So even though they're a couple years old, you're still the first owner of the device. And I think that's a very important thing. And when you go out to the store and you try to buy an iPhone straight out, you're going to pay more than $99 for the phone. So if you're one of those people where you're coming from Metro, you might have broke your phone, you can't necessarily afford to spend $400, $500, $600, $700 for another iPhone, and you're willing to switch carriers and keep your same number, of course, because remember, this is a porting deal. This phone is, excuse me, definitely worth it. To put a case on it, I didn't want to damage it because this is my personal phone that I've been using lately. It's a good phone. I've actually been using this for about a week now. Now, of course, I had an iPhone 11 in the past. I had the 12. I did a 13 review, other things like that. And what I will say is, again, I like using the products to let you guys know how they actually work. I would never, ever in a million years sell a product to someone without actually buying it and using it. And of course, I'm not even want to say anything negative about the iPhone outside of the transfer speeds. And most people here probably aren't even going to use it for that reason, unless you're doing more productivity. But again, well, unlimited plan, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's prepaid, there's no contract. As long as you have a valid ID, you can go ahead and get this bad boy. This controller, on the other hand, I think it's like $59 to $79, depending on where you get. And it does work with the Xbox games, but we're not talking about this right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is a pretty good phone. I like it. I think it's worth the money. And if you're looking to switch carriers and you're looking for the iPhones, they tend to give you the best deals anyway. It's like Androids are super stubborn with their porting deals under like Cricket. And well, they have deals under Cricket right now for other Android phones. They're just not high end. They're like 4 gigs of RAM, 720 Snapdragon processors, like trash phones like that. So even though they're mid-tier phones, ideally over time, they are going to degrade and get slower and slower. That happens with Androids. Same with Apple to a certain extent. But because things are better optimized, here we are. So anyway, that's the review. If you have any questions, I'll definitely answer anything you have. There's one more thing. This does come in black, it comes in white, and it comes in red. The store I went to only had black. I actually wanted a red one. And other stores do have other colors. So just be aware that the whole color spectrum of the iPhone 11 is not available under the prepaid market. It never was. So if you're going to Cricket, that's the phone's colors you're going to get. But hey, the way I look at it, go get a deep brand skin or something and put it on there if you don't like the color. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care.